What's going on, faithful? Sorry about that. Had a little technical difficulties with this goddamn HP computer. Do not buy an HP. I need to go get myself a Mac. I've only been saying it for almost 9 months. I've just been slacking. So, we're gonna go back into that topic of discussion that we were talking about. We have Carl joined with us. He needs a few minutes. But we're gonna go over why he thinks Jimmy G is a top 10 quarterback, or if he thinks that Jimmy G can be a top 10 quarterback. What will he say? So, Scott, you guys were having a little bit of a discussion before about that. And what are your thoughts? Do you think that he can be – you've already said that he's not a top 10 quarterback this year, right?
Yeah.
Too little of a sample size, right? So when Carl comes back, we're going to go ahead and talk to him about why he thinks that Jimmy G's a top 10 quarterback. Stuart, you don't agree that he's a top 10 quarterback right now, right?
No, not top 10.
So
Probably top 15.
Top 15?
Yeah, middle of the pack, yeah.
All right, I'm back, guys.
All right, so Carl's back now. So let's go ahead and let's make Carl up here. So, Carl, we're going to go with you. You were saying that Jimmy G is a top 10 quarterback right now, right? Or were you saying that Jimmy G has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback?
All right. So I believe he is right now. But like I was saying, I don't think he doesn't have enough snaps, right? There's not going to be enough snaps this year to determine that or not. Me personally, I think he's got it. I think he's shown it over 2 games that he can be. So whether you want to debate it or not, I guess you can't really come to a conclusion because he's not getting enough snaps this year to really know if he can be. I think his stats over the past 2 games have proven that he can be a top 10 QB. That's just my thoughts, I guess. Next year, definitely, for sure. Calling it now. We get him some more weapons. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, he's doing it with not even what people thought was. I mean, no offense to Marquise Goodwin, but he was a Buffalo Bills throwaway. You know, George Kittle hasn't really proven much. Garrett Selleck, yeah, he's had a couple good games, but he's not a name. We don't really have any, but we have Louis Murphy Jr., who got signed off the streets. You know what I mean? And he's making these guys look good. You know, who does that remind you of? Brady, maybe
A little bit.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying. If he was our, so let's take in fiction here and say that Jimmy Garoppolo started when CJ Beathard did. I think he'd be a top 10 QB right now, easily.
Without the weapons that he has, because you're saying Marquise Goodwin was a throwaway, which I don't agree with. I think Marquise was just used incorrectly in Buffalo. The guy has great speed, great separation, looks to be having great route running, and his ability to catch the ball is getting better. I'm not going to say he's a top ace of a receiver.
Is that him, though, or is that the ball's being properly thrown to him, though?
It could be a little bit of both. I do agree with that. I think I do agree that Jimmy G puts the ball in a little bit better places for our receivers and makes it easier for them to be able to catch the football. Scott, you wanted to run down. Let's run down top 10 quarterbacks in the league right now, and see where we would place Jimmy G. And what we'll do is Scott will give one person one quarterback's name. We'll just say yes or no if we think Jimmy G is better or has the opportunity to be better.
All right then. So we'll start with the big man. We'll start with number 12, Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure this is unanimous.
No. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Tasty. All right, Russell Wilson.
No. Don't be biased.
I don't know. Russell does a lot of wizard tricks. So no, I'd have to say no.
Matt Ryan.
You guys are going to hit me for this one, and you guys are going to think I'm being biased, but I think that he is a better quarterback from mechanics, release, and the ability to get the ball out. Russell Wilson is a great game-managing quarterback. He's able to roll out of the pocket. Now hear me out on this, and just think about it for a second. All right? Russell Wilson makes all his plays under duress, right? Being able to extend the play. He rolls out of the pocket. He avoids sacks. He throws the ball downfield. His receivers get open. This is what Russell Wilson does. This is what he has done his entire career. When do you really see him stand in the pocket, use his mechanics as a quarterback with a quick release, getting his hips straight, the momentum being able to throw the football, and we're talking strictly quarterback mentality right now, okay? Not quarterback ability, because I can add the ability in, and I really think Jimmy G has more athletic ability as a quarterback throwing the football mechanically wise than Russell Wilson does right now. You guys can agree to disagree. This is a debate.
Oh, no, I disagree completely. I think we're just getting to like the old school of what quarterback should be and forgetting what they kind of are today. Russell Wilson has ridiculous escapability. You can get three guys coming at him through the pocket. The offensive line breaks down. And there was a great picture earlier in the year where all five offensive linemen were on their face, and Russell Wilson had four guys chasing after him and probably got a pass away, probably completed it. I mean, that's special talent, and he's got arm talent. You know, you can see it when he's in the pocket. You can see it when he's out of the pocket. He's not as tall as Jimmy. He can't stand there. He's not the same type of quarterback, but I think it would be fair to say that Russell Wilson is objectively a better quarterback, in my opinion, based on what he's put together in the league.
I'd agree with Scott 100%, man. I mean, no offense to Jimmy, and trust me, I want to be on the Jimmy bandwagon, but Russell's really got nobody. I mean, and he's got really nobody for a line. And that dude, I can't remember, but I think last week I thought a stat, and he's like 82.5 or something % of their offense. And that's just insane. I mean, if you gave that guy some legit weapons with his ability to scramble out of the pocket, he'd be taking people out. As far as what you said, as far as his pure pocket presence, Jimmy's got him beat in that. I think Jimmy's got a super, super awesome, his hips, his footwork, his release. I haven't seen a release in a long time. I couldn't even tell you. Jimmy's got such a smooth release. But if we're going to the Russell Wilson debate, I mean, I got to give Russell, as much as I hate to, I got to give him props, because that man does a lot with very, very little. Even, I would say, even more little than the Niners, even with them having Jimmy Graham, because they don't utilize him like New Orleans did. And it's like, I mean, you see it, Drew Brees and Russell Wilson, two very, very, very different passers. And they utilize Jimmy in a very different way than the Saints did. But yeah, I would agree that Russell is probably a better quarterback overall, just because of what he can do without much around him. But in the pocket, pure passing form technique, I'd have to go with Jimmy. He's like what you want every quarterback to be.
Okay.
His form.
And that's fine. And that's fine. And Stuart, I know you're going to disagree with me as well. We don't even really need to get into it. But my objective on that was to just bring your guys' eyes and your mind to a certain point as to where they're two different type of quarterbacks, right? They both do things well. We haven't really seen Jimmy G scramble as much because he stays in the pocket and throws the football. Me personally, I like to see a quarterback that's going to stay in the pocket. He's going to take the hit, but he's going to deliver the football. Russell Wilson is totally different. He's going to try to escape the pressure, buy time for his receiver, scramble if he has to, and he's a running threat. So they're two different type quarterbacks. Do I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a better quarterback? I didn't say athlete, better quarterback than Russell Wilson will be in the NFL? Probably. Because he has the Tom Brady mentality with his footwork to be able to slide through left and right through the pocket, step up in the pocket, step back in the pocket, and be able to deliver the football. When I'm talking a quarterback, that's what I'm talking about. A quarterback, not a rusher, not a scrambler, not a thing like that, but he has mechanics to be a better quarterback than Wilson. But I just wanted to throw that out there. That was just a fun little debate. Right now, is he better than Russell Wilson? No, he's not. But it's good for debate. So, but all right, so let's just go through these 10 real quick. We won't debate any others. I know, Scott, it's getting late over there for you. It's probably 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, 1:38 in the morning. So we got to get you to bed because I need you fresh for tomorrow. We got to get things going. So, all right, so go ahead and give us a third quarterback. We'll just say yes or no.
All right, Matt Ryan.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes on that one.
100% yes.
50-50 split. Stuart says no, I say no.
Okay.
Consider Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes.
That's a tough one. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no on that one. But Ben Roethlisberger is definitely on his way out. If he didn't have Antonio Brown there right now or Martavis Bryant, he wouldn't be as good as he is.
What would Jimmy G do with Antonio Brown? Think of that, guys. What would he do with Julio?
Stuart, you're on mute.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuart,
you're on mute. Yes or no?
Number one, wide receiver. Jimmy G would be tearing it up.
Let's see. Can we unmute Stuart?
There you go.
There you go, mute. All right, there you go. All right, so go ahead. So we've got Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger. Top five. Who's the fifth one, you think?
Well, I'm just going down the list here. Carson Wentz?
Oh, hell no, not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Well, right now, physically, yes, because Carson Wentz ain't playing. He lost the wheel off the wagon, but overall, the way Carson Wentz has been balling this year, no, definitely not.
No.
Drew Brees.
No.
Phillip Rivers.
No.
I'd say no right now.
Ooh. No.
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Hell no.
No, the Packers might actually make the playoffs and cause some damn ruckus now that fucking Aaron Rodgers is back.
It'll be quite fun. All right, Derek Carr.
Yes.
No.
I'm going to have to say no on this one too right now. It's tight. It's tight. Right, that's a 50-50. It could go either way.
Alex
I think
Smith.
you get yes.
Yes.
Ooh. Interesting.
Alex Smith with no Tyreek Hill? Yes. Tyreek Hill? No.
Yeah.
I'd say yes either way.
Jared Goff.
No. I like Goff a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to golf on this one and say no.
Oh,
Oh, good one.
interesting. Okay, Dak.
Yes.
Fuck Dak.
No, I think we all kind of agreed yes before we'd say Dak. Case Keenum.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
Are we talking Casey Keenum before Minnesota or Casey Keenum now?
I think
I'm
we're
talking
talking now.
Case Keenum. This guy.
this Case Keenum.
Good one. So no,
He's better than Case Keenum.
Yeah, he's better than Casey Keenum. Yeah.
Sam Bradford.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'll lean yes.
Interesting. Matt Stafford.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah, and I'm just going to try. Hang on, I'm quickly just try and count up because I've rolled for me, it's definitely. I counted mine. Mine are a no. Stuart, I think you're with me on most of them, so I think you're going to be a no as well.
Yes.
Nick, you're pretty close to top 10. I would say.
Yeah, I'd probably say top. I'd probably say right now, based off 2 starts, because some of these quarterbacks that are really balling out this year are not going to ball out like they are this year. You're not going to have the Casey Keenum, Blaine Gabberts.
All right. Gabbert scored 12 points. I mean, he's not blowing it up over there. He's a game manager.
Arizona's on a downfall too, but I would say right now probably top 15. I wouldn't go top 10.
I'll throw in a few more fun names for everyone. So we've got Cam.
Yes.
Better than Newton.
Who did you say?
Cam Newton.
Yes.
Easily,
No.
yes. Easily.
Easily, no.
You don't think so, Stuart?
Not at all.
Cam's a
Scott.
joke, man.
Scott, I know you're close with Cam, man. Like you're not too sold on Cam. Are you giving this a yes or a no?
Oh, I'm going to go with a yes. I'm going to yes. I'm going to say better than Cam.
All right.
Oh.
Jump on me.
No, I'm going to say better than Cam. Right now, the way he's played this year, based on this year especially, I think he is. Deshaun Watson.
Oh. Oh. This one's
You're
rough.
killing me, bro. Are we talking injured Deshaun Watson or healthy Deshaun Watson?
We're going to go with Deshaun Watson with 2 legs.
What
You know
about
what? I'm gonna be-
both knees?
I'm going to go brave. I'm going to go yes.
I'll go yes. Unashamedly.
I think mechanic-wise, yes.
Mechanic-wise, now let's get this straight here for a second. Mechanic-wise, Jimmy G's got most of those quarterbacks beat that you've said.
I agree.
As far as his footwork, his hips, how he throws the ball, his release. He's mechanic-wise, he's got, I would say, most of them beat.
But this is my question to you, and not to prolong this, but how do you base a top 10 quarterback? Do you base it off success of his players around him, or do you base it off of his mechanics, his ability to throw the football, and his accuracy levels?
I will base it how I've based all of my play ever, as far as football. How good is he, and how does he make the players around him? How good does he make them? And I think Jimmy G, in that regard, is a top 10 quarterback. I think he makes players better around him. I think he is a true leader. He's not a rookie like Beathard. He's not a beaten down veteran like Hoyer, who's been on 12 different teams. I just think he makes people better around him.
All right. So we won't keep this going, the Jimmy G talk, because we're all super excited about Jimmy G. We can all agree on that, right?
For sure.
Whether we can agree that he's a top 10, top 15, top 20, or if he's the franchise guy right now. I think we all agree that he will be a top 10 quarterback in this league sooner or later. probably sooner than later.
Right.
Okay.
Next
so
year.
let me just ask you this question, and then we'll move on to Pro Bowl picks, because that's what our next discussion is going to be. Or no, we're going to talk about what our record would be with Jimmy starting the season compared to what it is now. But Scott, do you franchise this guy or do you sign him long term right now?
I'll sign him
This
long
season.
term.
Long term. Sort, what do you think?
Franchise, sign him before the season starts.
All right, so franchise. Carl, what do you think?
Sign him.
Sign him to a long-term deal.
Sign
Stuart,
him.
I'm
No
going to have to go
drama.
with you. Like I said earlier, I think we need to sign him long-term, only because I don't think we need the Kirk Cousins mix match
We don't.
stuff going around over here. We're going to need to get the receivers in here. They're going to need to know who their quarterback is and what they're signing for. And that's the only reason I say sign him long-term, because if not, I would save the money and then get him next year. But with that being said, we all agree that he's the franchise quarterback, whether we franchise tag him or sign him long-term.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Okay, so we all agree that. So if Jimmy Garoppolo started this year off as our quarterback, realistically, what do you think our record would be right now? And we'll start with Stuart on that first.
500.
Okay? Carl.
I'd say we'd be at 8 wins right now.
8 wins. All right, Scott, what do you think?
I'm going to agree with what Tim Kalkami said, and that was 6 and 7 right now.
6 to 7. All right, now let me ask you this. I'm going to tell you, I think we probably be around the 6-7 range too, right? So we've already won 3 games, right? 2 of those that he started. Here's my question. Those 2 Seattle games, does Jimmy Garoppolo beat them?
Both.
The last one, yes.
He would win both.
Both?
Both of them.
Scott, what do you think?
I think he would have won the first. I thought they were struggling at the start of the year, but they hotted up. By the time we came round for the second time, I think they'd have beaten us the second time.
All right, so you say we split with them. So that's 4 wins right there,
Yeah, correct.
right? Because he's already won 2. We can't take those away from him. So you're saying, well, that's, 4 wins because he's won 2 and Beathard's won 1. The LA Rams game, the first game, do you think we beat them with Jimmy Garoppolo or lose to them?
Win.
I'm going to say lose, just I thought our
That's-
defense
Yeah.
in that game.
Okay. So we're all in agreement kind of between the 6 and 8 range, which is better than what we are now. That could actually even been close to a playoff push, a wild card. 8 wins, right? All right. Let's get in. Pro Bowl voting's ended. We had nothing but Niners. We sent out a lot of pictures, a lot of votes, a lot of things. Big shout out to Bradley Pinion being named for a nomination for Walter Payton, the Man of the Year award, as well as Joe Staley being nominated for. It's on the tip of my tongue here. Somebody help me.
I think it was sportsmanship or something like that.
There you go. So big shout out to those guys. Now my question is, Scott, how many Niners do you think are going to make the Pro Bowl this year, and who do you think they will be?
How many are going to make it? I think we'll get Juice. We might get Gold, I think, potentially. But that's about it. Too many of our guys, like Pinion, for example, is a bit of a no-name. So I don't think he'll get it, but I think he's probably justified. I don't think there's that many of our guys are going to get it, to be honest. And Buckner's not got the sack stats to get the votes from outside of the Niners fan base to kind of justify his sort of pressures, the amount of pressures he's got this season. So those sort of things are going to fall by. Foster might sneak it, I think, just because of the highlight reel hits and the kind of the reputation he's got. But I think the Pro Bowl is so based on reputation, I think it's difficult to kind of say that many of our guys are going to get there.
Okay. Stuart, what do you think?
If Trent Brown remained healthy, I think he would have gotten in. But right now, Juice, Staley, and the kicker, Robbie Gould.
Okay, so Robbie Gould and Trent Brown. Nobody else?
Juice and maybe
Juice?
Staley.
Staley? Okay. Carl, what do you think?
Juice definitely just because there's so few fullbacks in this league. I don't necessarily think that his play has said that, but so Juice, I would say Pinion. I would go Buckner. I think I would like Buckner to make it. I don't know. He should make it. Don't know if he will. And I think that's probably it. And maybe Staley. Probably Staley.
You know what's impressed me about this is nobody has said Hyde. And I'm not going to say Hyde either. But there's a lot of push for him out there to make the Pro Bowl. Nothing against Hyde. I love the kid. I hope we bring him back next year for a very, very, very minimal contract. But
it's got to be dirt cheap.
Yeah, well, which is fine. I think that he will do. I think with a better quarterback in the system, he will do better because you don't stack the box as much. But defenses definitely play you different when you have a run game. But either way, we're not going to get into the high talk. I'm going to go Pinion, Gold, Staley, and I'm going to go Foster.
I was just going to ask a question about Foster, if I can.
Yeah.
Do you think Foster, if he played like he has been playing and was healthy the whole year, would he be Defensive Rookie of the Year? I say yes.
Easily.
Yeah, I think so easily as well. Scott?
So let me.
I mean, I think it would be him, Marshall, and Lattimore. I think there's a couple of the other rookie defenders that look really good. Him, Tre'Davious White, a couple of the corners, I think. He'd be comfortably out there and linebacker. And the thing with the rookie of the year again is just the stats just jump off the screen, don't they?
And probably Pro Bowl too.
Yeah, I mean Pro Bowl. I think it was Gerald Brown was on Twitter today saying that he's probably a top 3 inside linebacker.
He's right at the elite level.
That's Kiki Wagner territory.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he's
right there.
I think he's the third best linebacker in the league after Kitchley and the Seahawks middle linebacker Wagner.
And I think and it's his first year too. And I think that with the Jimmy G hype that's been happening, he's been getting kind of passed by. You know, he had his limelight there a little bit, but I think if this guy was playing for, a whole season, I think it'd be a much, much different conversation than what we're having now.
When you watch him on tape, the anticipation, the speed, the power, this dude is the real deal. Keep him with
real deal.
Great linebackers at the 49ers. I love Foster.
Yeah, I mean, I love him too. I think he's definitely the next generation. I think we're all super hyped about him. So nobody else thinks that he has a chance of shot at making a Pro Bowl this year, even with limited play.
No, I said I thought he might have done. He might sneak it.
Okay.
Because of the reputation, especially coming from college, people might have voted.
Yeah, and like Scott said, I think Scott said this earlier, is the Pro Bowl is a big who are you and what do you do? It kind of reminds me a bit of the top 100 NFL players that NFL Network has. It's just a popularity vote. But if he was playing all year, so let me ask you this. Sorry, I don't mean to derail you, but let me ask you this. So we've been in need for a corner. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, Dante Johnson, he should have been gone a while ago. But he really got exposed against the Texans, against Hopkins, obviously, who's a phenomenal wide receiver. Should we have used that third pick and picked up somebody like Lattimore instead of Solomon Thomas, who's based on the fan base and kind of me thinking too is not really been worth a third pick in the draft?
The production hasn't been there.
What's that, Stuart?
The production hasn't been there for Thomas.
I think the production's coming along, though. And I think he's doing things more than we realize. I really do. Like, I'm not big on Solomon Thomas. I wanted Derek Barnett if we were going to take a lineman, a defensive guy.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, but I think Solomon is learning. I think Solomon is coming along. And I think we will all fall in love with Solomon Thomas one day.
But was he worth the third pick?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it too. Sometimes, I mean, it's a new scheme. It's different. Like, I don't know. Scott could probably give you a ton of PFF breakdowns on Solomon Thomas.
I know him.
You know, Scott, what do you think?
Well, what I was going to say about Thomas, I think we knew when we were picking him that we probably weren't going to see a huge amount of production in year one because he came from college. He was an interior pass rusher at 270 pounds, which is just not translatable really to the NFL unless you've got off the charts explosive like speed to power, which he doesn't have right now. So it was always going to take, I think, a year and a bit to start showing those abilities. There was a rush on. There was the intentional grounding by Buckner that Buckner forced on Sunday. Thomas actually went around the edge on that play. He was the next man for the quarterback. Had he not been blocked by Buckner would have been, Thomas would have had that sack probably because he beat his man on the corner. So he's developing, but it's a slow process. He's been moved around. He's played strong side end. He's played weak side end. They played him inside. I personally think they should be rushing him over center a whole lot more. That's the sort of the least physically gifted normally of the offensive lineman is that center. If you can get him rushing over center, we've seen it a few times. He's had success at that position over basically rushing from nose tackle on passing downs. So it's just going to be a case of being really, really patient with him. I think he's got it. He shows good pursuit angles. He does a lot of really good kind of backside pursuit plays where the guys on the other side set the edge really well and he gets the tackle. And there's been instances where where he set the edge really well and other guys have got the tackle. So it's a lot of unseen work, I think. So it's worth not considering him to be a bust at the moment. But notwithstanding, you can speak with a lot of hindsight. Marshawn Lattimore was a top 5 corner probably. You wouldn't say no to a top 5 corner in the NFL, especially with the state of our defensive. Well, I was going to say our defensive backs. Our safeties are fine. Ari, Todd McShay there. But cornerback wise, yeah, I think we could do with reinforcements, and Lattimore in hindsight would have been pretty nice.
Okay. All right, so we've all have different opinions on Pro Bowl, but there's some players that we all agree that should make the Pro Bowl this year. Guys, there's a lot to be excited about. There's definitely a lot to look forward to with this team moving forward. There's definitely a lot to look forward to. Jimmy Garoppolo is definitely one of them. And I think there's a lot of potential Pro Bowlers in the future. I think, you're talking – I didn't even name Buckner because did I say Buckner? Because he's definitely going to go to the Pro Bowl, I believe. But
he should.
Yeah. I mean, you got Reuben Foster. You got Buckner. You got Solomon Thomas could be a future Pro Bowler. You have
I hope so.
Offensively, you have Jimmy Garoppolo. You may even squeeze in Pierre Garçon there. You may even squeeze in, depending on what this quarterback does with these receivers. So there's a lot of potential in Pro Bowlers. Just to name a few, Scott, give me one or two that you think are future Pro Bowlers.
Next year, we're going to get Tart and Colbert are going to be in there, I think, the two of them.
Tart and Colbert, yep.
They're the ideal popularity contest players, aren't they? They'll be on the highlight reel every few weeks, putting in a big fans from around.
I'd put Okello in there, too.
Yep.
That's me.
Okello. Stuart, what do you think? Give me 2 players you think are future Pro Bowlers.
Trent Brown, the right tackle, definitely. He's going to be a Pro Bowler soon. And I think Tat, he's a Pro Bowl player soon.
Why didn't drop Quentin Nelson in this year?
Well, Nelson will be a Pro Bowl player immediately, so that's our top 5 pick soon. Any other player I think will be a Pro Bowler soon. One of the wide receivers, probably Trent Taylor.
Okay. Look, I have a man crush on Trent Taylor like Scott has on Jaquiski Tart. So we're about even with that man crush there. So go ahead and Carl, give me two future Pro Bowlers that you think. You're muted.
All right. I would go with Akilo. I think that kid's going to be good. No Rashard Robinson with him. And I'm going to actually go with a long ball here, and I think Matt Breida next year is going to do some damage.
Wow, that's a shot out of the park there. We'll have to keep that in mind. If he's a Pro Bowler next year, Nothing But Niners will send. I'll send you something.
The kid's got talent. You know what I mean?
He does.
I mean,
he does. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying that's a big step. That would be a huge step for him because that means he's taking a lot of fucking snaps from whoever's there. So,
Exactly.
well, I don't think Carlos is going to be with us next year. So, I think it's going to be Joe Williams, Breida, and maybe a draft.
okay, I was going to say, don't say Saquon Barkley or I'm ejecting you.
No. I would. First of all, I mean, if we could get him in the late first round, sure. Like if he traded up to the 20s, yeah, why not? But he's going to be gone before that, and we all know Shanahan's not going to take him that early. You know, it's just that's not what he does. His track record doesn't display that. Great to have though. Him or Bryce Love would be great to have, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Breida is. I think Shanahan's going to do with Breida what he did with Coleman and Freeman. I really do.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman.
Mm.
All right, guys. Look, before we get going, Stuart and Croc is going to be coming out with something, a debate on who we should take with our first pick. Make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be on nothingbutniners.com, as well as you can check it out and find it on our Twitter handle, nothingbut9ERS, as well as Snapchat, nothingbut9ERS, as well as YouTube. Check out the first video that we posted because we had some technical difficulties, but you can get our Jimmy Garoppolo hype there on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right down there in that little corner down there. Make sure you hit that. Make sure the bell's on so you get your notifications when we go live. You can also find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, everywhere you want to listen to a podcast at. We're always on there. And when Mike does his solos, man, big shout out to him because he gets me hype when he's doing it by himself. I love it. I love when he fills in and does that. Big shout out to all the writers. Everybody's doing a great job over here at Nothing But Niners. Also, I want to give a shout out to Adam Niner King. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but I follow him on Twitter as well as Facebook. He does have a new Facebook group page. Make sure you go over there and check it out. It's called The Faithful. Adam's a great dude. I'm helping him admin that page as well. No drama, just all Niners talk. So make sure you go over there, give them a follow at The Faithful, all capital letters. Adam's a great dude. Make sure you hit him up on Twitter. Make sure you check him out. Guys, I appreciate all the fans, the love, the support that we all get over here at Nothing But Niners from everybody. Once again, for all of you that joined, really, really appreciate it. Carl, thank you for coming and joining us tonight, man. Definitely get you on again. But guys, man, it's been fun. But I'm looking forward to these next 3 games, man, and hoping we can win at least 2 or 3 of those to really get a potential to see what Jimmy Garoppolo has for us. But yeah, man, other than that, it's exciting. I'm not taking this Ronnie Lott jersey off on Sundays at all ever again because we have not lost since. Can't do it. Can't do it. But guys, man, it's been fun. Scott, thanks for joining. Sorry to keep you up so late. I know it's like 2 a.m. in the morning there. You UK guys can keep it going. Carl, really appreciate Stuart. As always, it's glad to see your face. I'm glad to see your face and see a person with everything that I talked to you about. Doing a great job. But guys, man, follow us everywhere. You know where it is. Definitely nothingbutniners.com. And above all else, stay faithful. We out.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.